We are starting with the next factor is peak inverse voltage for the full wave rectifiers 2 Vm. Next, we have to calculate the ripple factor. The ripple factor is nothing but the gamma is equal to Vrm by VDC the whole square minus 1. So now this is like what is the ripple factor means? There is like the unwanted AC components are called as ripple. So now where this VRMS is nothing but the RMS value of AC component and the VDC is DC component in the rectifiers. So normally we need to make a note of that, like uh, for us to construct a good rectifier, if you want to construct a one good rectifier, so we need to keep it in our mind the ripple factor as minimum as possible. So for that, to reduce the ripple, what you have to do in the sense we have to use capacitors or inductors to reduce the ripples in the circuit. So that is what we need to do. So for center taped full wave rectifier, we'll get the ripple factor is 0.48. So let us make a note. This point you have to make a note when you're going to design a ripple factor. You have to make a note of that. Okay, so from this I can say gamma is equal to, will get as 0.48. Very important. But what about your half wave rectifier? For half wave rectifier, how much we got? Gamma is equal to, I hope you remember, that is 1.21. See here, so this is the more ripples. Ripples are very high, but you see in the full wave rectifier, the ripples are very less in the sense 0.48. Still, if you need to reduce, you have to use the method which I said here, you have to use. Next is rectifier efficiency. Next is efficiency, that is rectifier efficiency. That is I can call eta. So what is eta efficiency is nothing but, so it's very simple. Eta is equal to, that is PDC by PAC. That is the formula. This already we know, we've seen in the half wave rectifier, same thing. So now for this, substitute the respective the term, the PDC, IDC. Just this you have to do from your half wave rectifier only. Just to do it from the half wave rectifier only. So it will be very easy because all the formulas I given in the half wave rectifier. Just to take it from there only and do it. So we'll get the efficiency as for full wave rectifier will be 81.2 percentage. But what about for half wave rectifier? What about for half wave rectifier? The half wave rectifier, the efficiency was 41.1, right? I think 40.1 or 41.1. 40.8, I think 40.8 we got. So see, so almost it is doubled in the full wave rectifier. The efficiency is good, but 81 is not that much good actually. Why? Because efficiency you need to get at least 95, 98 you have to get the proper DC signal in the output. So to get that only what you do, you need to add a capacitor in the output. So easily we can reduce the ripple factor. If you reduce the ripple factor, automatic efficiency will increase. So relationship between ripple factor and that is, if the ripple factor is reducing, then automatically the efficiency will get increase. That is the relationship I can say. So from this, for a center taped full wave rectifier, the maximum efficiency will be 81:2. So the efficiency will be nothing but the output DC power to the input AC power. Next rectifier is bridge rectifier. This is the rectifier. Even this also is a full wave rectifier only, but only the structure will be changed. But normally in the rectifiers, which rectifiers they'll use in the sun, the bridge rectifiers only normally they'll use in the power supply or any other circuits anywhere if you see. So let us see the diagram. How the diagram will be. See, this is nothing but your bridge rectifier circuit. You can see the circuit. This consists of 4 diodes with the center tape transformer here. See, this is the center tape transformer here we used, but the center tape in the sense we have not used, like it's not connected to grounded, we can say. Normally, the bridge rectifier will use 4 diodes is connected in the figure. You can see here. Right. So when the input cycle is positive, so even here also we have to work like this, like during positive cycle what will happen, during negative cycle what will happen, that you have to see. So let us say this is like I want to show this is with the cycle. Let me put the generalized diagram for your bridge rectifier. So the bridge rectifiers normally doesn't require a center tape transformer, and it is used along with the transformer for efficient usage. Only the 2 diodes full diode rectifier only will use a center tape transformer, and it will be used in a vacuum tubes. See here, this is the generalized diagram here we are showing. So now this will be your D1, this is your D2, sorry, D4, this will be your D2, this will be your D3. So same input signal here, the input signal source is connected over this in this place. So now this place only, right? You can see this place and this place only just be connected with here directly source. Actually here what will happen, you will have a one transformer, right? You will have a transformer like this. You'll have the transformer. Normally the center tape transformer is not connected to ground here in this. Okay, so now what we'll do here first in the case one, so that is case one in the sense during positive cycle, during positive cycle, now what will happen, we see this, there is a green color which is showing here, the diode is on, where the pink color which is showing is there here, diode is off. During the positive bias, that is, you see this plus, there's a minus, the plus is something we are getting like here, you see this connected, this plus, this is plus, okay, this will be a minus actually. So now if this is plus, then this will be minus. Doesn't see the plus is connected to anode and the minus is connected to cathode here. The minus is cathode to cathode. See, this is minus, this is plus, then this is plus, this is minus. From this only, it will be very easy for you to identify. So the plus is connected to positive, the N is connected to negative. So D1 is on. Same the way I can say even that D2 also is on. So during the positive cycle, it's very simple. You can write, let me write, during positive half cycle, during half cycle, what will happen first? That D1 and D2 is on due to forward bias. Due to forward bias, then D3 and D4 is off due to reverse bias. That is during positive off cycle. Yes, I hope you got it here. Same the way what you'll do during negative, that is a reverse bias. What will happen now? Let me take the diagram. During the reverse bias, how it will be the diagram now? So during reverse bias, see this is a figure. During the reverse bias now, what will happen? That is nothing but you have to think here, minus plus here, because reverse bias, right? We are inverting battery. So this minus is nothing, this is minus, this will be plus. So that is minus. So minus is connected to P type. Correct? This is plus, this is minus. So the minus, this is plus. So I can say that D4 is on because forward bias. D1 is off. Same the way you can see even here also, that is minus to minus, but here this is plus, right? The plus to minus, this is plus, plus to plus, minus to minus. So D3 also is on. So now we can say during negative off cycle. So or I can say here, second case, during negative off cycle. Yeah, so what will be which is on now? Like a D3 and D4 is on, diode on due to forward bias. Next, D1 and D2 is off due to reverse bias. See, this is nothing but your during the negative cycle, how we'll get the output. So I will get the output to see that we are getting for forward bias. This is for reverse bias. So if you want to write inside, I will write like this. So common output waveform, I need to draw now for full rectifier. Same like, okay, how it will be in the sense. Just let me draw that complete output for your full wave rectifier. So see, this is the complete output diagram. Now in this, I can write. So here, during the positive cycle, which and all is on? Actually, the D1 and the D2 is on actually. So here during the negative cycle, D3 and D4 is on. Same for positive cycle, D1, D2 is on. I am writing only on. So if you want to write, you can write the off also. So we'll get the complete cycle output we'll get in the bridge wave rectifier. So like even this also is like a full, it's a full wave rectifier only, but the structure is bridge structure actually. That is why we are saying this is the bridge wave rectifier. Now, what will be like, what will be the full wave rectifier output? The PIV, that is normally the PIV in the sense like the peak inverse voltage, the peak inverse voltage for the full wave rectifier or bridge rectifier, that is PIV. The PIV, so here very important, the required PIV of each diode, that is the ideal, can be determined from this figure obtained at the peak of the positive region of the input signal. Peak in the sense, this is the peak, I can say this is the peak. This is peak, okay? This is the peak actually, input signal. So for the indicator loop, the maximum voltage across R is Vm and the PIV rating is divided by, from this will be defined as very simple, PIV should be greater than or equal to Vm. For bridgeway rectifier, the PIV is nothing but greater than or equal to Vm, where Vm is nothing but a peak voltage. So from this, we can say bridgeway rectifiers. Now, let us see what are the applications or applications of the full wave rectifiers. So the application will be, the full wave rectifiers are used for the supplying polarized voltages in welding normally. And for this bridge rectifiers are used. So the full wave rectifiers are used for detecting the amplitude of modulated radio signals. So normally they will use for the modulated radio signals. Then let us see what will be the difference between the half wave rectifier and the full wave rectifier. From that we can summarize that. From that we can summarize for half wave rectifier and the full wave rectifier. So what is that? We see this. So for half wave rectifier, the half wave rectifier is a rectifier which is used for converting the one half cycle to AC input to DC output. For the full wave rectifier is a full wave rectifier which is used for converting both the half cycle of AC input to DC output. Next, the number of diodes. For half wave rectifier will be used one. For full wave rectifier will be used 2 or 4. It depends upon the type. If you are using a bridge, it will be four diode. If you are using the normal one, it will be 2. Form factor will be like what? Half wave rectifier is 1.57. The full wave rectifier is 1.1. Rectifier efficiency is 40.6 for half wave rectifier. For full wave rectifier, 81.2. Then ripple factor, what is the ripple factor for half wave rectifier? Ripple factor for half wave rectifier is will be high actually. How much it will be? It is 1.21. What about for full wave rectifier? For full wave rectifier, the ripple factor will be greatly reduced. That is, what about the efficiency? You have to write even efficiency also. The efficiency is nothing but how much? It is 40.1 for the half wave rectifier, but here it is 80.2 in the full wave rectifier. So these are the differences we can write for half wave and the full wave rectifier. I hope you got it, how to do all the half wave rectifier and the full wave rectifier. Next, what we'll do, we have to see about the capacitor filter. As I said earlier, so what is that? So if you want to reduce the ripples in the output or in the rectifier circuit, what I should do? We need to add a filter circuit. Either it will be capacitor or a resistors we have to add. So for that, let me show how it will be added here. So the example is like this. Example, let me show the diagram. Means see this how it will work now. See, This is nothing but a simple half wave rectifier diagram we shown, right? So like not only half wave or full wave, anything, your input signal is this one. So like this will be your time t0 full cycle. So this is the peak voltage, correct? So now the input voltage we are applying over here, that is nothing but a Vin. So this will be nothing but your half wave diode actually. In the half wave, the output here we connected a one capacitor, that is VC. So as you know, what is the role of capacitor? Normally the capacitance will store the charge. Normally how the capacitor will be there in the sense, simply if I want to say, the capacitor will be like this. Normally two parallel plate capacitor, sorry, two parallel plate, this is two parallel plate, of course with this will be your one dielectric medium. Okay, so when you are applying, like we might have seen in your capacitor, how it will be in the sense, like I will show, like this is capacitor in the sense, okay, this is the capacitor. So example, you are applying the voltage here, okay, we are applying the voltage over here. How it will store here? This will be like a capacitor, nothing but CL. So what is the CL? CL into VDD. That is the capacitance value is nothing but what is the charge? Charge is nothing but how much? CQ is equal to C into V. What is C into V? C is nothing but a capacitance value. The V is nothing but input voltage. As your input voltage get increases, the charge also will get increased. This is correct. So normally example, if I say the capacitance, how the capacitance will be there, that will be based on like parallel plate capacitance, based on that only. Say example, 1 microfarad example, okay, 1 microfarad. If the input voltage is 5 volt, then what will be charge you'll get? This is volt, the capacitor is farad. So coulomb charge will be like, we'll get 5 coulombs will be there. So now here, what happened? The capacitor is, the role of the capacitor is it will charge or it will discharge. That is what we can say. Because you see, once it's completely charged, completely this capacitor charged in the sense, even though if I'm not applying the input, if there is any direct path to the ground from the capacitor, what will happen? Slowly that will start to discharge. So now here the input is given here. See, the input is this. You assume as the minimum is 0, the maximum is nothing but, you have to assume like this. The maximum is nothing but like a 5 volt example, 0 to 5. So I'm giving 0 to 5. This will be your diode. So now the VD, the diode voltage, when your diode will work, the diode will work always when VD is greater than VB. That is a barrier voltage. The barrier VD is greater than VB. So now from 0, you see, that is like this is whatever the condition I put. This condition is for practical diode. For theoretical diode is, I can say that is VD is greater than 0 volt. The diode voltage is greater than 0, then automatically the diode will start to work. Now 0. So positive voltage I'm starting to. So what will happen? This diode will become a short circuit. Means it is on. If it is on in the sense, what happened? The capacitor will start to charge. See here, it is charging, start to charge. So it will go up to the peak level. After this, what happened? It will get down. The voltage will get down, right? So when it is coming down, also what will happen here after that? When your diode will start to conduct input voltage, diode voltage, as you know, approximation, you can remember that, right? Diode plus we have to connect a one barrier voltage, that is a drop, voltage drop will be there, that is 0.7. So up to that, after that, during the negative cycle, what will happen? Your diode will start to discharge. That is why I can say from this will be T0, the starting point is T0, till here only it will charge. After that, what will happen? It will discharge. See, I will get like this. Again the diagram will be like this, okay, it will discharge. Then for the seconds positive cycle, again it will charge, again it will discharge. You will get like this only. Now from this diagram we can say, initially the charging of the capacitor happens only when power is turned on. So the capacitor will be charges. So let me put the condition in elaborately for you. Yes, see. Okay. So now let us put elaborately what will happen during the negative. That also you need to know. So during the negative, this is positive, I said, right? So let me show what will happen the negative. See, the negative. So up to the peak is okay, fine. What about after that? Getting your input voltage get reduces again, it go back to the negative, then positive. See here, what happened here at this till this place. Till this place, your diode is on only. But even though your input voltage get reducing, if the input voltage is getting reducing, what will happen? It start to discharge. So I can say this is during this period, this will be charge. During this period, this will be discharge. So that is what this is what, see, till here. This is charging, this is discharging. Okay, see this cycle actually during this cycle, the data line which is showing T1, during that it will get discharged for until when? Until to reach this place. Because during this time, what will happen? Starting, I can will go for reverse bias. Automatically, what will happen? So there will be a direct path to the ground. Automatically, this will start to discharge. That is a completely I'm getting discharge till from here to here. See the portion till here to here I'm getting discharging. So this way you can say the capacitor will be discharged through RL. See, because of doing the reverse bias after peak of the positive alteration when the diode is reverse bias. So the discharging occurs during the portion of the input voltage is indicated by the solid dark. See, this is what dark blue line is, right? This is the discharge portion, I can say. Now there is one more condition is there, like we need to know what is the condition. If this exceeds, which one, let me put, see here, first we seen this, correct, we seen first this first diagram, then from here to here we seen second diagram. Now third, you see, if your V in, that is input voltage, exceeds the capacitor voltage, the VC is nothing but a capacitor voltage actually. If your input, say example capacitor voltage is, or example